Welcome to Video Day Project of the Week. So I come to work today and there's a whole bunch of wood on my trailer. I have no idea who put it there. And most of it's rotten and really bad stuff. This piece was twice this wide and I cut it in half. And then with all the rotten stuff, I grinded it down with this cool little guy. And I want to make a rustic bench and it's looking pretty cool. So I recently, as yesterday, I got a Stanley number 40 scrub plane, and what I'm doing is I'm coming in and not smoothing, but leveling the top, and I'm giving it these undulations in the top, and see what it's going to look like, and those are going to go all through the piece, and that way I can sand this down and it'll be little undulations in it. It'll be all rustic looking. I'll finish it so it'll look natural on the wood. Put some legs on it with the extra stuff that I had from this old stuff, and to make a little bench and sell it. Hopefully that'll go because that's going to be really cool. I've got the bench cleaned up. You can see the undulations from the tool. Everything's sanded down to 80 grit and super rustic-y looking. You see those lines going across like that? That's on purpose. And what I did is I just laid the joinery out for putting the legs on. So since this thing is not square or shoot up in any way, I snapped a line down the middle, the best that I could get a line straight down the middle with the chalk line. And that's my reference point. I have to square everything up off this chalk line. So from this chalk line, I went out 1.5 inches, and I just used whatever size of chisel, the biggest chisel I have, that'll be the size of the joint that goes in here, because I can cut it with this and trim it with this one. So this, as you can see, I just put my lines to the outside of the chisel because that's what I'll be cutting it with, and do the same with this side. So it should be fine. I'm gonna have 2 legs coming out at an angle, a cross brace, and the cross brace that connects them. This is going to be the cross brace in between. It's probably going to be through tenon with wedges in it. This is the bottom of it. It's going to look really cool. It's super heavy too. I've got the joints cut for all the legs and they all fit. This one here is, I'll get my dovetail saw and I'll cut this straight down, chisel it straight. There's already the stop cut at the joint. Chisel that flat and I'll put another piece in here, butt it up against the tenon here, the cheek, and it should be fine. So that'll give a lot more strength to that. Everything's done and I haven't sat on it yet. And of course the legs haven't been shaped yet. I cut them a little bit long on purpose. I still have to put the angle so it fits flat on the floor. And goes in nice and tight. Let's see what it looks like here. This thing is heavy. Also, what I'm going to do is, you see how this is kind of a live edge kind of look? All the joints, there's going to be another joint going across here, and a joint goes across all the way to the other side. And once everything's assembled, I'm going to go ahead and mark this up, make it look, all live edge kind of. I've got the bench dry fit, all except for the middle brace is attached to the cross support with these wedges and some glue. This is attached and it's attached to the other side, but everything else is dry fit. I think I'm gonna just leave these wedges out. It looks more rustic-y like that. I may just get the little splintery things off of them, but everything else is done. That board is really was beat up. I'm not even gonna cut this to fit here. I'm gonna leave all this the same, just like that, because it looks kind of to the piece. And I came and I ground everything down and made it look like the top comes from the same piece of wood. Everything does except for this middle piece comes from some other raggedy piece of wood, but it turned out to be really, really, really nice. Still have pencil marks on for my joinery I have to get off. Other than that, looks good. So it's dry fit. And now I know everything fits together. Now I have to mark everything for my dowels. I'm gonna put 2 dowels in here and I'm gonna draw bore everything together. I'm gonna put a dowel through here and draw bore the leg inside. I'll get rid of the racking this way, and racking this one's already taken care of. So this thing is already stable. It's not cut the length. The legs are different length, but I have to cut the tape of the legs, you know, cut them so they fit flat onto the floor. Still have to do that. Then I'll put oak bottoms on there, little feet on the bottom of this, and match it to the leg, so that way water won't go up into the end grain. This might be some kind of driftwood or something, I don't know, but it looks really cool. It came out really nice. I have to thank the manager of this area that I managed. She had gifted this to me, and we got a bench out of it. So there we go. So tomorrow I will draw bore and then figure out what I'm going to put on it. Maybe thinking boiled linseed oil. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to put on it yet. But there you go. Almost done. I've got the bench assembled. It's all doweled together with draw bore and dowels. Everything's good to go. This is the patch that I did the other day where it was all rotted out. And glue's still drying. The patch goes up underneath into this joint and match the grain up. Okay, I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but you know, from a distance, if you didn't know that was a patch, you wouldn't know. It was all rotted, so we prepared that. I'm thinking about putting bow ties in here. I'm thinking about, for this crack, putting one here, and for this end one, putting one possibly right there. I haven't decided completely yet if I'm going to do that. So everything, I'm going to leave. I did cut the dowels off. I'm going to leave them out, but it looked better. You know, I thought it would look better with them in. But I am going to leave these dowels and kind of rustic and kind of jacked up looking like that. I think it looks really cool. Weathered the legs so it would match the top and all the other parts. So everything else, everything comes from one big giant piece of basically rotted driftwood kind of stuff, except for this. And I think this is cypress wood, but it looks really good. Basically, it's done. A little bit more sanding, a little bit more cleaning up. And I haven't decided to leave it like this or to stain it or clear it or what I'm going to do. Everything is draw bore dowels. There's the ones that go through, all the way through to the bottom. Dowel goes all the way through to about right here on all sides, so it holds those legs in and it pulls the joint together. This is expanding the joint inside here. That's never going to come off. Everything is, you know, here's draw boring. Everything is good. So the last thing I got to do is cut this flat so it fits just flush, and then put an oak bottom on it or some kind of bottom that the water doesn't go up into the end grain in the leg. That's typically how I do my tables and benches. Well, it looks really good. It looks really cool. Looks really nice. I like it. Came out pretty decent. So there you go. Old rusticy bench. The bench is 100% complete. I did decide to go ahead and put bow ties in this big crack, and it goes in quite a ways inside the crack. Also put a bow tie up here on the top, and it looks good. It's made out of the same material, and I put some oil-based Minwax spar urethane clear on here, just one coat, just to protect the wood a little bit. And you always use oak dowels. They're easier to make. That's why I used oak dowels. They're a real pain if you make it out of softer wood. So all the dowels and the drawboring is oak. The wedges are, however, made out of the same material. But looks good. And the drawboring worked really well on these legs. It pulled that joint up real tight up in there. So that was nice. So 100% done. It's dry. So it's ready to be sold. Looking good. Actually, I kind of want to keep this because it looks really cool. Rustic bench, 100% done. Looking good. Super excited about this one.